Manchester United 4-1 winners against West Ham. Really pleased with that. Didn't think we were going to get 4 goals today. We've had a lot of draws at Old Trafford this season, 4 consecutive in the Premier League. But we do have these games this season where we're winning 4-1, 3-1, 4-0. We've had them a lot more frequent than under Louis van Gaal. We're creating a lot more chances than we were under Louis van Gaal. We're having so many more shots on goal than under him. It's just been a part of it has been our luck. We've been wasteful with chances as well, missed sitters in games. But tonight we put a team to the sword, which we're not doing consistently at the moment. We've got to hope that this one can actually kick us on now, and we can actually do it on a consistent basis, sort of 3, 4, 5 games in a row. We've completely dominated this game again, but it did at times look like the same old from previous games. We've taken the lead very, very early in this game, and I was just hoping that if we could put this game to bed by getting the second goal, it would kill it off completely. Zlatan Ibrahimovic striking early on, we looked fantastic from the off. Martial was fantastic tonight. Wayne Rooney was fantastic, and Mkhitaryan was fantastic as well. And it was such an early goal. Maybe the goalkeeper probably should have been sent off, but Zlatan put it in the net anyway. I don't know what would have been better if we'd had a penalty and a man sent off. We probably would have scored the penalty, so it would have probably been better that. But we got the goal anyway, so I wasn't too disheartened. And we completely dominated the early stages. Martial actually looked really dangerous out wide tonight, which he's looked really poor. I know I've been a bit harsh on him this season, but he has looked really poor this season. He hasn't looked up for it at times. Now, last season he was inconsistent as well, but I thought towards the end of last season, sort of coming up to the FA Cup final, he was starting to get more consistent. And, I was more pissed off with the fact that Louis van Gaal put all his faith into this player, and we've been relying on him for too long. And even this season, when he hasn't been producing the goods, we've been drawing too many games. And Zlatan's been the only real main goal scorer this season. I'm hoping now that he can get a run in the team and he can start kicking on and getting more consistent, because if he can get more consistent, which was what I was hoping he would do at the start of the season, because he was getting more consistent towards the end of last season, I was hoping that it would help Manchester United progress and challenge for the title, because if he can start increasing his goal scoring abilities, which we know he has, then I'm sure Manchester United could shoot up the league a bit, because relying on just Zlatan Ibrahimovic to get a big chunk of Manchester United's goals. Okay, other players like Mata are chipping in with the odd 1 or 2, but no one else is chipping in with sort of half the amount that Zlatan is chipping in with. If Martial could do that, get his tally up to sort of 6, 7 in the next few games, we could start shooting up the league a bit more. But it was disappointing that we let that equaliser in before half time. David Hare with a horrendous mistake. Don't know what he done there. Really stupidly parried that straight back into the danger for Fletcher to put the ball into the back of the net. He was a Manchester United player for a long while. Never got a chance in the Manchester United first team. I'm pleased that he's getting some chances at West Ham now. He chose not to sign a new contract with Manchester United because he was told he wasn't going to get enough football, but I wish him all the best in the future. It had to be him that come back. Dimitri Payet shot parried and he put it into the net. But apart from that, West Ham were pretty poor tonight. Second half, we've got the lead. Mkhitaryan was fantastic tonight. A couple of assists from him. Man of the match again for Manchester United. Hopefully he can continue and play against Everton. Now he's got 2 games under his belt recently. He played more or less most of the match tonight, so that should put him in good stead for the future games. Before, his fitness levels weren't high enough, which was why Jose Mourinho hasn't been playing him a lot of games. Didn't play him at the weekend from the start. That was why, because he's got to get used to the pace and the physicality of the Premier League. Yeah, that was a Europa League game, and we were in full control of that game. But he was fantastic tonight. Martial getting the goal. Martial then getting another goal, which I was really pleased. Was hoping he could get his third and get his first hat-trick for Manchester United. Rooney was actually kicked it in the face, and at first I thought he was going to get a penalty, but his face was maybe a bit low, which was why he got kicked in the face. And it would have been nice to have seen that and get his first hat-trick. But Zlatan's put in the fourth in the dying stages of the game, and we've comfortably won this game, which we thoroughly deserve to. Zlatan's getting a lot of goals this season for Manchester United, considering He's 36 years of age. I wasn't too concerned about his age when he come to Manchester United. I mean, it could have gone one or two ways. He could have ended up like Falcao, but I was confident that he could get, as I said, on the Devil's Terrace back last season. It was the end of the season or something when we signed him. I said that I was hoping for around sort of 15, maybe 17 league goals from Zlatan this season at the most, and he's already got, I think, 10, 11 goals in all competitions, so he's well on course to hit probably 20 in all competitions, which is I think was roughly what I said in all competitions, which I would be absolutely ecstatic about, considering he was a free agent, 36 years of age. You cannot go wrong with that. He's scoring goals. Okay, he's missed a lot of chances, which some people wanted him to be dropped, but I didn't want him to be dropped, because he is the main goal scorer at Manchester United. And Rashford come on late in this game, very, very late, not enough time to make any difference, but I think we do at this moment in time look a lot better. Mkhitaryan out wide, and maybe Martial can now get a run in the team after his 2 goals. Jesse Lingard and Rashford at this moment in time. I mean, Jesse Lingard come on the other day in the Europa League and scored a decent goal, but at the moment, certainly Rashford needs to be more of an impact substitute for me. Not hacking it at this moment in time, but he's only young. This was the problem last season. We were relying on Martial, Rashford at times, and it was difficult because they're young players. They're going to be inconsistent. That's why I was pissed off that Louis van Gaal had sold more experienced players, the likes of Van Persie and Hernandez, who could have been vital to Manchester United last season when them players had dips in form, because they're going to have dips in form again this season. But hopefully this can kick Martial on, certainly now, because I was really worried that if he didn't start pulling his weight and getting goals and get back into some form, that potentially his Manchester United career, because Mourinho had hinted in the press that he was a bit concerned, and that he's still trying to find his feet in Mourinho's system, and that he's only going to get so many chances because of the amount of quality players that Manchester United have at their disposal in them sort of areas. And I was worried that maybe he'd continue to play Rashford and Lingard and maybe give Mkhitaryan more minutes, and he wouldn't get so much of an opportunity, and maybe even play Wayne Rooney out wide, which I was worried about, because Memphis Depay, like him, he scored 2 goals away for the Holland national team, and we haven't seen him really since. A couple of cameo appearances maybe, but we haven't seen enough of him. And after you score a couple of goals, you need to kick on and play some more football and keep that momentum going, which is why I think Memphis should have been playing for the under-23s if he's not getting any first-team football. But it does look like he's probably going to be moving on. Anyway, that's all. We've won the game. We move on to Everton at the weekend. Make sure to like the video. Mkhitaryan for me was man of the match. Obviously Martial and Wayne Rooney were good as well. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.